Resident Evil. Okay. Original wide. Don't remember which one's which. And I'm probably not going to remember how to stair skip. Like a mountain, fulfilling but takes a lot of work. Like going on a hike. Like taking a walk. This is normal, easy, very easy. Which one do I want to do? Maybe we just go easy because I just want to... It's been ages. I've played OG Resident Evil so much, but it has been ages. I am going to be honest. I am going to forget so much. Especially the remake version. Or the HD version. I'm going to forget a lot. Yeah, these... Yeah, I need to go back and watch. I was watching a little bit of the stream. And then when I was actually going to try to raid you last night or the other night. No, not last night. I don't remember if it was no, I was watching last night, I think. Was it? I forget what day it was. Either way, I was watching a bit and I saw you had rated out and I saw that you had finished it. And I was like, oh no, I missed the end. I gotta go watch the VOD. Hell yeah, I'm gonna have to see. What did you think and what ending did you get? Trying to remember what our first ending was. I don't remember if I got more than one or if I went back and did a second ending at least. I think we just got one. Obviously, aside from the fake out promise. I don't know if that's the one I got. Let me see. Yeah, that's the one I got. I got the promise one. Or maybe it was memory. I think it might have been memory actually that we got. Hold on. Now I'm forgetting. I have to look back and I'll tell you. I'll have to look back and I'll tell you what we got. Maybe it was memory. I don't remember. Memory is the one we got. We got one called memory. That's all I'll say. Just in case you want to go back and get the other ones. Not sure if you're dedicated enough to play again to get the artifact ending. I want to eventually. I definitely just have too much on my plate to go back and play it now. But I did end up loving that game so much. I miss them already. I miss especially Elster. I miss my Elster. Miss my lesbian baby girls. They deserve happiness in the world that I just Ellie says, like, I think it was a really good game. Weirdly, the area wasn't the flavor I really enjoyed personally, but I didn't love the combat. I didn't love the combat. I'm not built for it. That's totally fair. That is totally fair. I think the characters themselves I very much at least really loved. The combat was really reminiscent of like I don't know, like a light version of Silent Hill's combat in a way to me. It was very familiar for me, but that's totally fair. I was gonna say, because I play a ton of, I play all the horror games in the world, so I was so used to it, and then everyone kept telling me like it'll be up your alley, and then just the combat was was pretty repetitive. I feel like just like with Silent Hill, the combat's there, but it's not necessary. Once you get used to the game, it's like one of those games you play over and over again. I'm pretty sure you could skip over enemies because there's plenty of enemies I like just skipped over, left alive because I was just like, I'm not gonna waste my ammo on you. You can stay there. I'm just gonna run around you. Yes, the puzzles and the lore were like the best things for sure. The puzzles especially, I actually had a lot of fun with those. When it like clicked in my brain and I like wrote down notes for it too. It was a lot of fun. So I was excited. And the lore, oh my god, I wanted to know more about that world and everything going on. It was so crazy, and the backstory too. It's so good, so good, and how they presented it was so wild. Reading all the little notes that I could find in the game, it was worth it. He says, laugh that I solved one of the puzzles without looking at the clue. I feel like I did that on one of them, and I was like, whoop, that's how you're supposed to do that. Solved it like a blueprints puzzle. Totally fair. I can see that with that game. All right. let's get into this. I'm just gonna fuck it. I'm just gonna go easy, just because I just wanna get through the game. I just want y'all to enjoy the story. If y'all haven't seen it, so you can play in the HD, the newer HD version. You got Chris, you got Jill still, but you can get the basically the Resident Evil 5 outfits, or I guess Umbrella Chronicles, Dark Side Chronicles, Umbrella Chronicles. I can't even speak. Outfits. This is, I think, straight up from Resident Evil 5, though. And then this one, I believe, is in Resident Evil 5 as well. Been forever since I played Resident Evil 5, so I'm like, man. Ellie says, I'll live vicariously through you with Ari. Bet. I am probably not for the best. For those that don't know, just to give a little summary, I grew up playing a bunch of horror games. I was terrified. I used to not really care for or like horror at all. It used to terrify me. I didn't like it. I didn't like horror movies or anything, but I was subjected to it a lot. My grandmother and my mother always liked horror movies and stuff, and so like I tried to get into it a little bit, and like I was, like subjected to it, not in like a bad way though. I honestly I understood the fun of it, like getting scared and stuff, even as a kid. And I feel bad because I feel like I absorbed too much horror, because as I grew up, I kept getting more and more into horror stuff, horror movies, horror games, comics, and just TV shows. Anything horror I could find, I would find a way to divulge in that shit, and I loved it. And Resident Evil was one of the first ones. I remember the first time I watched my cousin playing Resident Evil 2. We were upstairs in their, like, not really attic, it was like a bonus room or something, but we were upstairs. I had like a blanket because I was like terrified when I saw the zombies. Those things look so realistic, and I was so horrified. I was like, ah! I would hide underneath. And then they played Resident Evil 1, and it was just horrifying. It wouldn't be till years later, when I played the PS1 version, when I would play the PS1 version of Resident Evil myself. I never really got to beat it. I like kept playing it over and over, and I was just so bad at it. Kept dying to like the bosses, especially like the zombies. I eventually learned how to juke and things like that, but it's a lot harder on that one. And this one, it's super easy to juke. I feel like I'm gonna have to practice again though. And then more than Resident Evil though, I played Silent Hill a lot, and so it's just really, and it's from there it just steamrolled into more and more horror games like Siren. Oh my god, there's too many to list. There's so many horror games that are worth mentioning and putting out there. We've played so many of them too, and so I just like, horror games have been some of my favorite genres. They can tell all kinds of stories, whereas like and I think like Silent Hill and Resident Evil, that's the duality of like the things you can tell. Silent Hill has some lighthearted moments and like endings and stuff that they add later on in the series, but overall Silent Hill's like a very darker tone, more serious tone in a way with its themes and everything. And then you got Resident Evil. Resident Evil was straight up made to be a B movie, campy horror, like the good old Canadian Goosebumps and Are You Afraid of the Dark and all that stuff from like the 90s, kind of campy, or even like the 80s, 90s, maybe even 70s, like campy horror games. Not only that, for those that don't know, Resident Evil, I'd love to play it on stream. One day I do want to play it on stream. Resident Evil is technically a remake of another game for it. I'm sure a lot of people that are watching this later that might be watching this because you love Resident Evil 2 already know, but Resident Evil originally was from an NES game called Sweet Home. It's a very lesser known game. You can still find it for the NES, and it's really not that hard or really that pricey to find. And even then, it's just, if you do like get it in other ways, run it, if you somehow get a copy and can run it through an emulator, wholly legal copy, and run it through an emulator, you can get like patches, translations, and stuff that just make the game even better. Like, there's a whole community dedicated to that game, and it's really cool. Highly recommend Sweet Home. It was like a multimedia thing. The game was made by Capcom, and at the same time they were developing the movie, and they wanted them to release kind of like side by side with each other. Not quite supplementary, because they very much have different stories. Like, overall the story is the same, but like who the characters are and how they, like, what happens are very different between the game and the movie. And the game got a lot of praise. The movie was pretty creepy. It was definitely gory. I wouldn't say the movie's for everyone. It's very liberal with the amount of gore and everything. And the game too, though, the game too does have like some really messed up scenes, and it was one of those games where it was survival horror, but it was an RPG. It was interesting. It was an RPG slash horror. If you ever played Fear and Hunger or seen Fear and Hunger more recently, it's very similar to that, in which you have like a party of characters, but you start out with the party this time, and they have permadeath. So if a party member dies, and they can skip to the traps in the house, they can just die suddenly. Or if they die in battle, they're just dead. You don't get them back, and they all have their own special abilities that actually help you with the game. And if you're missing it, it's gonna suck. But there are ways for you to get the same abilities through key items, and so yeah. And so that, you know, they took a lot of that, wanted to make Sweet Home take it into 3D, into the modern age at the time. But it ended up becoming what would become Resident Evil, basically. Very different. There's still a house or a mansion that you explore and everything. But a little bit different. And again, this is like a campy story, and it's meant to be, I think. So yay. sorry for the long-winded explanation on my horror history, and also a little history on Resident Evil. But I do love this game. I'm excited for Requiem. It's had its ups and downs through the series, and I'm really happy where it went with 7 and 8 personally. I know it wasn't everyone's cup of tea, but I really liked where it went. It was something different. It shook up the series, and it shook up the genre. I mean, like, man, obviously the first person and everything heavily inspired and taken from PT. But still, I think they did it really well with what they had. With what Resident Evil does, I think they did really well with Resident Evil 7 and 8. Ellie says, I'm so desensitized to horror now. Have gone through so much of it that, yeah, very much. Yeah, I'm so desensitized to horror. It's, I've seen so much. I've played so much. I still get scared, especially like these newer games. If it's like, I don't know, like I don't like the jump scare ones, not because it like I'll still get jumped. I'll still get jumped if there's a good jump scare, like as in like a good one. Yeah, I hate the ones where it's just something jumps at the screen and just screams at you. Like, as much as I enjoyed Five Nights at Freddy's way back when it first came out and everything, I just could not with the screaming. It wasn't that it like scared the hell out of me. It just hurt. Honestly, it just hurt. It was like, it was not fun. It was not comfortable to my ears or anything. And so I just did not like it for the longest time. Oy. All right. Enough dilly dally, shilly shally. Let's just play Chris. We're gonna go boulder punching Chris. He says, I don't really get scared by them. I'm someone that deconstructs a scare when watching. See, I let myself get immersed. That's why I can get scared so much, is because I let myself get immersed. I go into the, like, I don't know, I let myself really divulge into being into that character's shoes, and like thinking about how I would be in that situation. Kind of feel like I don't even actively think that way, but it's just like I don't know what it is. I feel bad when the characters die, especially if there's like death in it, and I'm just like, no, I feel awful. It's my fault.
Victims were apparently eaten. The Bravo team was sent in to investigate, but we lost contact.
So with the HD remaster, this version is definitely at least a little bit more developed to be a little bit more serious, since the series actually took off and made its own spin-offs, had several sequels. So they came back and made a little more serious, but they did keep some of the campiness. Like, the music and the voice acting still isn't that great at this time, but still.
And it turned into a nightmare.
All right, enough yapping for me too. Well, let's play out. But Ellie said, I think I've been looking at horror from that way since 7th grade, where I enjoy watching my friends scream and thinking what made things scary. Yeah, that's a lot of fun. I do like showing friends that aren't used to horror some of the horror stuff, if they're about it. I don't just force them to watch horror stuff. I promise. Bad doggos.
Come on! Hey, Brad! Where the hell's he going?
Hey, Brad! If you ever wonder why I say fuck Brad when we play Resident Evil 3 Remake or in any game where Brad shows up, that's why. Man ditched us. Ellie, I picked Chris and I picked his Resident Evil 5 outfit. We got Boulder Punching Chris. Which, for those that don't know, because of that, and because how bulky he is in Resident Evil 5, the Japan fan base calls him Gorilla. His nickname is Gorilla in Japan. It's interesting. Just because of how big and muscular he is. Annoying audio scream, says Hakun. I agree with Nando. Remember doing one night per player in FNAF and just speed click everything until the night was over. Just
No.
yeah, that's fair.
What was that?
I'll go and check it out.
All right. Jill and I will stay and secure this area.
Chris,
Yeah,
take care.
thanks.
Yeah.
I think she likes me, guys. Alright. We're not really gonna need them, but we'll get some ribbons just in case. I mean, I'm gonna need them eventually, but... Arrow here. There we go. The iconic first zombie moment. No. Okay. Kenneth. No, it's Kenneth. Take that. Now we're gonna go back to the main hall. Down to the foyer. Or foyer, as people like to incorrectly call it. I'm just saying it's foyer. Hello, where is everybody?
Wesker? Jill?
Anybody?
Where did they go?
So I'm doing alternative. Let me change controls to I can't do it. I was trying to do the so instead of running up like this, you can, oh, I guess I kind of did it. Hold on. That was a lot faster. Yeah, there we go. You just kind of, because otherwise you have to take like step by step. You just, oh, I didn't do it. You gotta do it like really fast. I'm just not doing it fast enough. yeah, if you you rapid tap the dash button, bring this with this control scheme, you'll be able to run up the stairs a lot faster. You know what? I'll be nice to myself. I will play alternate because I'm not even used to tank controls. I haven't played with tank controls in a game in a hot minute, which I'm normally used to, but not today. For yay! Ellie said. All right, let's get on with the show. Using defensive items such as daggers will allow you to escape momentarily when grabbed by an enemy. However, you will not be able to escape when the enemy grabs you from behind. To equip a defensive item, go to the status screen and then select an item from the defensive item menu, and select the equipment command. If your defensive item mode is set to manual in the controller settings, you must press LB to use the defensive item. Cool. Go here. Shit, is it not this door? No, I'm stupid. Oh, what? I already forget, like, the most basic stuff. Getting some. Wait, no. Not yet. I need to get the... Where the hell's the arrowhead? I need to at least get that first. Am I just forgetting where to get it? I guess so. Oh well. There is something over the mantle we can grab, but we don't need it yet. Hi, Chris. Uh-oh. Zombie in our lawn. There we go. I don't know why I thought I had to go through the other door. Okay. Alright, examine. Alright, looks like it'd be removed. We got the arrowhead, made from peridot, sometimes referred to as a poor man's emerald. Alright, there's not a zombie in this mode. Cool. Now we have easy access to this room. There we go. That's the one I needed. I don't know why my brain just forgot that moment. Alright, then we can leave here. We don't have to really deal with this guy. Ba-da-bum, ba-da-bum. Cool. Now we can go out here. So we've got the first and second floor of the mansions on the west wing that we can go through pretty much right now, and then this is the graveyard. There's a couple items we can get here. I'm gonna ignore them for right now because we don't really need them. There's like some shotgun ammo over here. I don't have the shotgun yet, so I'm not gonna bother with it yet, even though I could put it away. I'll just wait. A tome engraved with the picture of an angel. There's an indentation in the shape of an arrowhead. Just gonna use that. Boom. Look at that. Get this lovely staircase to go down. Stone statue with a hole where the eyes should be. A stone statue with holes where eyes, nose, and mouth should be. A nose statue with a hole where the nose should be. And a stone statue with a hole where the mouth should be. Here we have a book. A book of curses. Examine. Writing of the next world. Back. Gonna be a key. There we go. A whole statue with a stone where the statue should be. There's just a whole statue just missing a whole head. It's just gone. Before mass. A mass that speaks no evil. A mass that smells no evil. A mass that sees no evil. A mass that cannot speak, smell, or see evil. Not here, because you could always hear evil no matter what. When all four fall into place, evil will awaken. No head, goddammit, Haku. No head. Imagine if the statue was missing, but the gem was. That'd be crazy. Just see a floating piece just hanging up there, above next to the other statues. That'd be everything. All right, and then we want to examine that. The other side is the sword key. Now we got the sword key. We can go through any door that has the sword. But we'll do that in a second. Okay. Now we can get out of this creepy place. Well, at least the graveyard. Can't get out of this whole mansion just yet. Far from it. Cool. This way. Gotta be a little careful with this. I don't know, in this difficulty normally there is a zombie in that room. I don't think there's gonna be in this difficulty. Not really anything back there worth getting anyway, though. Mansion first floor, here we go. There we go, look at that, we get a little bit more stuff here. Okay. Drop down. Word key. Yeah, Elias, RE2 is the one with the police department? It is. RE2 is the one with the police department. And then that they need to bring back vote. I miss that. I know a lot of people, not to call it a loss. I know lost one of them. But I just in general, I know a lot of people that don't like them and don't care for them. I get it. But I really do miss forced perspective camera angles, especially in horror games. I think it adds a lot of tension in different ways than what you could normally do with third person over the shoulder or something like that, which is why I'm like fine with the first and third person. But I really wish if we got another RA game or if we got another Resident Evil game where we just got the classic forced perspective camera angles, that'd be everything. I love that stuff. Whenever a game puts the time to do that, it's great. That's what I like about that's what I really liked about Signalis, was its top-down perspective was very similar, or at least very reminiscent of it, I should say. It was very reminiscent. Like, it wasn't quite fixed perspective. There was a few moments in the game where it was like you definitely couldn't see some parts of the rooms, and that was on purpose. But it was really cool with the top-down, especially, I think. Wait, what was it? He says, imagine if the statue was missing, but the gem was present. Oh, wait, I did read that. And welcome, NB. How you doing? Also playing that. I think she was playing Alyssa. I think it was Alyssa she was playing yesterday. I saw something about it. That was a game I've been wanting to play. Yeah, that's right. She was playing it because I lurked about because I didn't want to get spoiled on it. Game that was kind of fire. Also, Crow Country. I love Crow Country. That was a game we played last year or the year before. I don't remember which year we played it, but I played it and I loved Crow Country. Highly recommend Crow Country if you like Silent Hill-esque games. It's really cool. LA, if you haven't played it, if you like Signalis's gameplay style, well, I guess not gameplay, but like the lore and the yeah, if you like the lore, and then the music's really good in it too. I highly recommend Crow Country either way. I'd say check out Crow Country if it ever goes on sale, especially. It goes on sale pretty often now. Highly recommend it. It also Ellie says, and also adds more cinematography to the horror games, in my opinion, versus over the shoulder. Yeah, it really does. It adds a new, different layer of, honestly, something that I guess you can do it in movies, but I think effectively you can do it in games over any kind of media with the forced perspective. So yeah, I will take forced perspective camera angles when anyone gives that to me. I would devour. And Moogie, welcome in. How you doing? How evil are the residents? Pretty evil. Welcome in, Moogie. How you doing? Take another dagger. And over here. Oh, cracked windows. The walls will lose green slime. There's nothing here but a bunch of ornamental dishes. Not this one. I guess not. Oh, I see it. I see the item right underneath too. There should be, I guess it's gonna be from this angle. Yeah. There's gonna be some handgun ammo under here, I'm pretty sure. Will you take the handgun magazine? Yes. I will. Jesus, that actually made me jump a little. I'm not gonna lie. It's way louder for me, that thunder, but than you guys, thankfully. Jeez. Old-fashioned key. Okay. Lock. One. Pretty sure. I need the key for that. Either way. Gonna do a little funny over here. Oh boy, a bathtub. I hope there's nothing here that. What the heck? Evan! Thank you for the gifting 5 subs to the community. Thank you, thank you. You didn't have to do that, but I appreciate it. Thank you for the gift subs too. Thank you for helping Hakun, Mishi, B, Franzi, and Fang all break their limits. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Heck yeah. Oh shit! I really didn't have to shoot that many, but I didn't want to risk it. Gonna... Fine. Cool. Let's get out of here. Well, welcome in, Evan. How you doing? Welcome, welcome. And Moogie as well. How you doing? Yeah. First little fun little bathtub scare. I miss little cheesy scares like that. Like, it's a lot of fun. And B asked, oh, let me go back a little bit. Ellie said, the use of the different camera perspectives between first person, top down, cutscenes, and signals. Yes, yes. Oh my god. Especially, yeah, during the cutscenes. Oh my god, those perspective changes and like the, oh my god, when I couldn't tell what was real, what was happening, and then the Trip City sometimes in the best ways is how I described it. Oh, there's so many awesome shots in Signalis that just like, and like little things like when they obscure some stuff on purpose. It's so good. I loved it. B said, "Did you try Monster Hunter Stories 3 yet?" Not yet. I'm tempted to try out 3 because I've never really played the stories, but I've heard really good things about them, and I feel like they would be up my alley. I love any of those, like, I can't think of a better way than like Pokemon-esque games where you like capture and like raise monsters and stuff, because like, what is it, like the Joker series or like Dragon Quest Monsters was like one of my favorites out of the Dragon Quest games. And says, thank you for the gift sub to Evan and B as well. And it says, have to head back to work, just want to do that. Really, I appreciate that. Good luck at work. I hope it goes well. Hopefully it goes smooth, goes fast, and then you can just be done before you know it, and it's just relaxation or sleep time for you, whatever you do after work usually. But good luck, Evan. Thank you so much again. I seriously appreciate that. I hope work is going good enough or well enough, and hopefully it just goes by smooth, because even if you like work or if work's going smooth, I don't care. I know we all want to be not at work when possible. So good luck, good luck. He says the demo's out right now, so do we? Let's just get out. I didn't know the demo came out. I forgot, or I think I saw it, but I just didn't think about it. Heck yeah. Did they say that in the direct and I just missed it? Probably did. All right. We're using the old key anyway. I'm getting distracted. Like I said, we're probably not going to get much done tonight. I forewarned you all that maybe I should have waited. Oh, doggos. No. Bad doggos. Okay. Right, we have all these things we can come back for later. We definitely will when we absolutely need them. But for now, we got the herbicide already. We're going to need that in a little bit. Or plant chemical, excuse me. Actually, what did they call it in this one? Chemical. Holy shit! He's not happy with me! He says, what the fuck? You left me in there! Let's say... I don't want to go that way. I'm pretty sure that's the shotgun room. Yeah, let's not go there yet. Ellie says, yes, as I'm currently doing my work. Alright, this should be it, I think. Is it a safe room? Yeah. But not yet. We gotta... Woo! Sorry, bud. I'm not for dinner. Okay, cool. I honestly didn't expect him to die like that. Took forever. I try, typically when I run this game, I try not to kill or use as much ammo as possible. But there's some enemies you just want to or have to, you know. Alright, we're gonna put away some stuff real quick. not mean to get the first. I don't really need the first day. What we can do is get the extra magazines, though. Let me. I think we still need the sword key. I can't remember off the top of my head. We're definitely going to take the old key, though. As you can see, I've played before on the Steam version, but I haven't really gotten very far. It looks like the most I got was to the medical store? No, East Wing store. I don't know. I don't know what the furthest I've ever gotten was. Sorry, Jill. I don't think I got very far in this Jill run anyway. I mostly played this on like PlayStation way back, and I think on the Xbox when this version of the HD remake first came out. I played the hell out of it on GameCube though. That's when I mostly played it. Right, note: special instructions for the disposal of dead bodies. We have new information regarding those beings. They may appear to be dead, but in fact, they're able to come back to life. However, there are ways to prevent them from becoming active again. Currently, there are two known methods to cease their resurrection: incineration and destruction of the head. If further methods are discovered, you will be notified immediately. Meanwhile, to those of you who still have the will to live, oil has been placed on the first floor of the mansion. Take as much as you need. You will need something to light it with, which you'll need to find by yourself. And we do have, with Chris, we do have the lighter already, so we're good on that. Put the ink ribbons away. And we'll, realistically, put the combat knife away for now. Or survival knife, excuse me. I'm not trying to do a knife only run or anything. I'm just trying to get through the game. I'm not trying to be super gamer this time. They resurrect. So at any given chance, there is, I don't know what the math or the coding is behind it, but there's a chance of the zombies coming back, even though that one's like dead exclamation point. There's a chance of it coming back at some point. Later in this version of the game especially, you run into ones, they will morph into a different version called the Crimson Head. They're faster, they're more aggressive, they do way more damage, so you definitely want to burn as many as you can to prevent them from becoming Crimson Heads. There are some that are just gonna pop up anyway, but the less Crimson Heads you have to deal with later, the easier this first section becomes, basically. So the best way to do it is we have the fuel canteen. You only have so many too, so there's a limited number of oil in each of those canisters. Each save room in this area, I want to say, does have them. So we're going to use this. So it's just best to set them on fire anyway. If you're going to kill any of them, that is. Oh. Here. They're all packing that Phoenix down exactly. All right. No, why did I come back here? I didn't need to come back here. Oh, I guess to just fill up on oil just in case. Yeah, let me do that. You can see about half is there, and then I want to say there's 4 or 5 charges per canister of oil. Could be wrong, but I want to say it's 4 or 5. All right, we're gonna go back though. Oh no, I don't want to go back. Nice, and if you get lucky, sometimes you get lucky with it and you just get the insta critical hit where their head just pops. And then you don't have to worry about their body after. They're just gone. For real. This is unlocked now. We can go through. through here first. I believe this is where we'll get the dog whistle. We want this place empty for open journal. The pages are blank. There we go. Botany uses medicinal herbs. It's a well-known fact that there exists many plants that are credited with medicinal healing powers. Since ancient times, mankind has been healing wounds and diseases using various plants. In this book, we will sample 3 herbs that are native of the Arklay Mountains and briefly outline each of their medicinal qualities. Each herb has a distinct color and a distinct medicinal quality. Green herb recovers physical strength, the blue herb neutralizes natural toxins, however, the red herb has no real effect by itself. We found that by mixing red and green herbs results in a magnified effect. We will outline the effects of red herbs when mixed with other herbs when we have more data. Meanwhile, feel free to experiment on your own. For true knowledge is only acquired through experience. Thanks. Basically saying, I don't know. I've got no idea. Say it's no. Wait. There it is. Cool. And a crumpled memo. Today, Sir Spencer told me to hide something where no one could find it. Well, I had this idea. I figured if I could somehow have it protected by a dangerous animal like the vicious canine that lives here, no one would be able to get near it. As far as I can tell, the mutt is always hanging around the second floor balcony on the west side of the terrace, and he ought to come running at the sound of a whistle. This is where you come in. The thing is, I reckon you're the only person that can get near the damn dog without risking a serious mauling. Which means only you can put this collar on him. The object that Sir Spencer wants hidden is concealed inside. You're the only person I can trust with this. Of course you'll get something out of it as well. Remember that certain item you've always wanted to get a hold of? Well, in exchange for your services, I just might be able to get it for you. This could work out well for both of us. John Tolman. You got Jupiter. They're listening to the planets. This way. Look at that. We're right where we were. Pretty sure. Second floor, West Terrace. Here. You know what? We'll go the safe way. We'll go the safe way. I say safe. There's an enemy over here. At least one or two. But I do go this way. So it's not really the safe way. But I'm going to say it's a safe way just because. There would be an enemy here. You're not? Yeah. Door key. If I'm doing my math right, we should be out. Yeah, in the main hall. Alright, now we should have the sword key for this door as well. The one we tried opening way at the beginning. That I done goof with. Went way ahead. As you can see, I went way ahead of the game. Is it that door? It is that door. Okay. There's a couple of enemies over here. We have to be careful. Come back. All right. And then this can go really bad or very smoothly. Especially since, I mean, I have herbs right here to use, but... I do have a spot. I do have a spot. Hold on. You don't need to use them now. Oh, wait. Okay, that's right. You only use them. You don't take these with you. All right, so we're gonna do this hopefully right. We can get this right. We're gonna use the whistle. Okay. That was a little rougher than expected. Or than I wanted it to be, I should say. I bet this is about what I expected. I was like, there's no way this is gonna go smoothly. The way this run has been so far, it is not gonna go smooth. I got lucky with a crit hit, though. I feel like that one's pretty common, though. The guy upstairs that I blew his head open, I'm pretty sure that happens pretty often. Alright, treated your wounds, so we're good now. We're gonna examine the collar. Switch, we're gonna press it. Coin was hidden inside. We're gonna look at it. The piece of armor, and boom! Change to the shape of the key. We've got the armor key. Or imitation of a key, I should say. Yeah, got the imitation. Trying to remember how to get here, though. I want to say it's... It should be... Yeah, over on the right side where that big door is. I want to say it's over there. Yes, I can get rid of the dog whistle. We're fine without it. And we'll come back to this room later. We're definitely going to need it. Actually, you know what? I don't need to do this, but I may as well. I mean, we've already gone through here like 15 times. I don't want to have to do this another 15 million. Are you on this side? Or are you? Okay, you are on this side. Hey, buddy. Come on over here. Gonna wait for him. I'm not really like in a rush or anything. I mean, if we could beat the game fast, it's good rating, but other than that. Alright, cool. That should be far enough. I think one more push, probably. We'll get this a little later. We'll deal with that later, but that way it's already ready for us when we need it. All right. As you can see, it's a lot of puzzle galore, especially at the beginning. More than there's going to be combat, there's just so much puzzles. Like, everyone thinks of Resident Evil as the survival horror zombie game where you gotta shoot all the zombies. But its very, very humble beginnings was just, it's a very, very much more of a puzzle game than anything. Okay. Hello? Not necessary to use right now? What do you mean? It's locked. An emblem of armor is carved into the lock. Oh, is this not the right one then? Shit. I remember where to go. Where have I not gone? Not over there. I know it's not this room for sure. Let's see. Hold on. Trying to remember. Oh, is it? Is it over there on the left side? I thought it was this big room, but maybe not. Well, it definitely isn't because I can't go in. I think I need the actual key because this is an imitation, remember? I need the actual key. That's the case. I think I remember where it is then. Just go through this way. Back to where we just were. As I said, we don't have to go back and forth as much over here in this room. Alright, we're going back in here. Raccoon says, I prefer the puzzles. And Ellie as well agrees. I prefer the puzzles to shooting, which totally fair. That's one of the things I love about the horror games is the puzzles, honestly. Like, as much as I like... I mean, once I've learned, like, especially with Silent Hill, with Resident Evil, it can be a little bit more sketchy, especially when you're trying to just dodge enemies. And there's a lot of boss fights, obviously, about the Resident Evil games. And there's going to be enemies in your way. Those are, like, the ones you fight and all that. I guess both Silent Hill and Resident Evil have those. Once you get used to, like, a certain horror game, especially those kind, I feel like you could usually learn to, like, just go around an enemy versus, like, fighting them. And I think that just helps a lot. Once you learn, like, what you can fight, what you should avoid, or what you need to fight so it's out of your way, make it easier for you, or because it's just literally in your way and you can't do anything about it until you get rid of it. And then what you can just absolutely avoid. It's like when we were doing the Silent Hill F runs, and we were getting like around 4 or 5 hours for a run to finish. Like, heck yeah, that was awesome. Felt good. There is the forced combat in that game. We've talked about that extensively before. I won't bring it up again. That's like my only qualm with the game. But like otherwise, like all the enemies and the other parts before that you can just dodge around or just loop around enemies. It feels good once you get to the point where you're like comfortable with doing that, you know? At least to me it is. Why are you looking in the mirror? It is this way. He's looking at the zombie in the mirror. Bam! Oh, that was kind of rude. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, you know, he's bleeding out. Okay. I am definitely going to want to burn you up. Actually, I feel like I didn't have to. I'm not going to come back here much, am I? Later. Oh, wait, there's this guy, though. We do want to get rid of you. That's what I mostly brought the extra charge for. Yup, there he is. This is a Crimson Head. So yeah, that's a Crimson Head. Not very nice. Nakun also said, rating, who cares about that? The people want to be entertained. Alright, but at least we got rid of that guy. It's actually really nice that his head popped. I forgot he can go aggro like that. It should be this room back here, actually. So if I wanted to, I could maybe pick up an herb. Won't be able to combine it, though. Did I forget to burn that guy? Did I forget to fucking burn that guy after I just said I need to burn him? Yeah, I did. I did forget to burn the guy. God dang it. Alright. Well, that's my bad. We'll deal with the actions of our consequences later. And take this. May whoever takes this emblem find peace and death. We're gonna take the mansion key. Uh-oh. Closing up. We can't go anywhere. It's moving towards us. We gotta do something. We could either put back the key or we just use the imitation one and it'll work. Yay. I don't want to deal with the Crimson Head on the other side. He's gonna be ready to just freaking go ham on me. I examined this one too. Unless you examine them, it will still stay, it won't say what it really is, and you can't use it until you actually examine it. So like the sword key, you have to examine it so it becomes a sword key. And then with the imitation, same thing obviously, and then armor key, you have to look at, it's a mansion key, you just have to look at it so it says armor key. Then you can use it on the armor doors. Yay. Alright, let me mentally prepare myself to fight another Crimson Head. Don't know why. They make me a little jumpy. Don't like it. Just don't be on the other side of the door already. Please just be ready to charge at me and just run to me so I can not have to come to you. We're over here anyway. We can just leave out this way, actually. That way I don't have to deal with them. I am going to want those herbs eventually. I'm through this way anyway, eventually. Thank you, birds. There it is. I was like, where's the handgun? I forgot it's like literally next to the bird cage. I thought it was in it and I didn't see it for a second, so I was like, where'd it go? It was just right there. As you'll see, this is where Kenneth's body was. Hey, we'll go back here. Yeah, those are crows. Those are crows squawking. They sound ungodly. I don't need that. Where's the closest save? I guess it was over there in the West Wing, wasn't it? For the closest safe room, wasn't it? Shit. All right. Yeah, that's not true. I can start going this way now. We can go this way, can't we? I'm not gonna go to the kitchen just yet. Although I could, but I'd rather get a... Can we go through this door? Oh, it's locked on the other side. Here you go. That was good timing with the lightning. All right. Any old keys left? I don't. There we go. Now I can use the R key here. Okay. Wooden counter made of oak. It gives off a pleasant aroma, like fine wine. I may as well take it with me. Yes. Are we? Now we're in the piano room, but need to get here. Get to the... We'll have to go from upstairs. Damn it. All right. All right. So gonna have to face my fears. All right, let's face my fears. Let's go. I don't want to deal with the Crimson Heads. I don't know what it is. The Crimson Heads always like, man, they always throw me off. I don't like them. Not gonna deal with the kitchen just yet. I don't want to deal with that at the moment. I got plenty of ammo, but I don't want to deal with it. Ugh. It's faster to just combine your ammo to your gun than reloading. Unless you're just out of combat, which I could have just done now, but yeah. Whenever I remember. Yeah, aren't those lovely bird sounds? I'm just expecting like the ravens and from like YouTube, like there's that one that goes, hola. Hola. Hey, buddy. You over here? Okay, I guess not. I think we're good. Song from the other side. Okay, I guess that guy's not here anymore. I don't know what happened. Song from the other side. All right. Am I forgetting where I need to go here? I'm trying to remember where I have not been. Where am I forgetting? Oh, duh. I see it right there. It's like literally staring at me. The freaking door I've been talking about this whole time. Oh no, not this way. Other way. Am I going the right? Hold on. Am I going the right way? I am. Okay. Like, how do I get over there? I'm staring literally at it. Sorry, y'all. Sorry, especially those that have played RE, if you are watching this anywhere. Like I said, it's been forever. So it's, oh, I wouldn't say it's like playing it again for the first time in forever, but man, deep breath. Wee woo. That's how I felt going into that room, honestly. Oh my god. I was not prepared. My god. Those lovely sounds. That's the other thing. The sound design in this game. Chef's fucking kiss. Oh, duh. This room. I just said that I needed to do this room. I forgot to do anything here. Oh. Get him to come out. That guy's just stuck over there. Okay. Uh-oh. Not actually dead. Away. Is there another guy here? Just a dead corpse. Alright. Safe room right here. Okay, we're good. Ellie says, my work gave me no specifications on a Valentine's Day graphic I have to do, so added. Heck yeah. Let's go. Hey, they didn't specify. Do it. Run it. I don't remember if I need the sword key for anything else. But we can... Typewriter. There it is. Ah, there we go. Old typewriter. You can save your progress. Yes. Listen, when work doesn't tell you specific instructions on what or how to do something, run with it. Every time. Oh no, I thought there was oil here. Is there no oil in this one? Shit. Alright, that's gonna be bad for later. Oh well. Getting it here. Are you having fun with it, Ellie, though? We're here. I know there is a door over here. I don't remember if I need a different key or if that's just a... I feel like there's another key I'm trying to find that I don't even think exists. I'm just overthinking. Okay, yeah. Locked. Bolt key. Flash grenade. Expensive item. Come on. It's in this room. Oh, it's so good. This is like one of my favorite things, and especially when a game like a modern game horror indie horror game tries to replicate it, it's even better to me. This is what we call not a good time. All right, one of my favorite journal entries, and this is like where the memes come from, especially where it's like the fucked up things you see in the journals from Umbrella Corporation scientists right here. And Ellie said, just, it's Valentine's Day and it's 2026. Surely this company won't say no to this. Right? First diary. May 9th, 1998. Played poker tonight with Scott and Elias from security and Steve from research. Steve was the big winner. I think he was cheating. Scumbag. May 10th, 1998. One of the higher-ups assigned me to take care of a new creature. Looks like a skinned gorilla. Feeding instructions were to give it live animal. When I threw in a pig, the creature seemed to play with it, tearing off the pig's legs and pulling out the guts before it actually started eating. May 11th, 1998. At around 5 a.m., Scott woke me up. Scared the shit out of me, too. He was wearing a protective suit. He handed me another one and told me to put it on. That there'd been an accident in the basement lab. I just knew something like this would happen. Those bastards in research never sleep, even on holiday. May 12th, 1998. I've been wearing this damn spacesuit since yesterday. Skin's getting grimy and feels itchy all over. Goddamn dogs have been looking at me funny, so I decided not to feed them today. Screw them. Went to the infirmary because my back is all swollen and feels itchy. Put a big bandage on it and told me I didn't need to wear the suit anymore. All I want to do is sleep. Found another big blister on my foot, and this morning. I ended up dragging my foot all the way to the dog's pen. They were quiet all day, which is weird. I realized some of them had escaped. Maybe this is their way of getting back at me for not feeding them the last 3 days. If anybody finds out, I'll have my head handed to me. Rumors going around that a researcher who tried to escape the estate last night was shot. My entire body feels hot and itchy. I'm sweating all the time now. Scratched the swelling on my arm and a piece of rotten flesh just dropped off. What the hell's happening to me? Fever gone, but itchy. Today hungry and eat doggy food. Itchy. Itchy. Scott came. Ugly face. So killed him. Tasty. it's naked snake the whole time. I'm just kidding. Itchy. Tasty. It's so good. I miss the writing of this stuff from this. Like now it's just a bunch of like scientific journals and stuff that you get in the newer Resident Evils, which is fine. I love that shit when you get all that. But like getting to see these journals of like everyone's experiences with the scientists is like, man. But like the other thing too, like just aside from that, what was it? The monster that they were like taking care of at first? Yeah, a new creature that looks like a skin gorilla likes to play with its food, tear off the pig's like yeah, itchy, tasty, stinky. Hello? Is someone over there? Oh my god, it's you! Why didn't you take care of the dogs? Uh-oh. Oh boy. I'm hurting now. Didn't even need to come here. The sad thing. I wouldn't say it's an optional area. I mean, you get the key. That's the good thing. But I don't remember what else, if anything, you get out of that room. So. Dad? Dad? You're not him. In the distance, shout. Dad! He should be going out to collect herbs instead, but I'm just gonna, since I'm already here. This is sacrilegious. I'm gonna use the first aid spray. Alright, let me get the chemical though, because we are gonna need that in a second anyway. Big God, excuse me. Ellie says, love journals where you can see their mental state degrade. Yeah, it's always so good. It's like, it sends tingles down my spine, literally. I just like, ooh, in the good way. Don't want to think about that happening to me, but here we are. Oh yeah, let me open that up before I forget, because I was about to go the other way anyway. But while you're here, just unlock that. That's the door over to where Kenneth is. It was locked before, so. You can see a guy hanging out. Look at him. You walk past. Get too close. Alright. See here, there's some tendrils popping up over here. What you're gonna want to do. The lid on this water pump is open. Pump the water. No. We want to. Chemicals. And instead of opening it and pointing it, Chris is like, hey, this should be fine, right? Cool. Scientists no more. Now we got our first mask. And as you can see, we have a bunch of herbs we can get in a moment. Examine this though. You can see it's without eyes, so it's one missing a nose and a mouth. It does look like the Phantom Blood mask and Jojo the Stone mask. Heck yeah. Oh, I forgot there were two of them. Excuse me. What was in here? Put away the old key. Okay, excuse me. Stone mask. Herbs? Oh, fuck, is Tito here? As nice as it would be to get all those herbs now, totally forgot that those guys just bust through on their own. Well, you had to get close to them, but nah, they didn't care. Also, since we already got that much progress, let me go ahead and save. Keeps turning me around. You wouldn't have that issue with tank controls. All right. Where do I want to go next? Oh, we can go to that room now. Hold on. Totally forgot. All right. Saved, right? Yeah, we did. I know for sure we did. Take this. Get the old key. I don't remember what's behind here, to be fair and honest. Want to say this is where oil? Yeah, it is where the oil is. I was like, please tell me this is where oil is. It is. Oh, that's right. That's where the broken shotgun is. I could get the real shotgun now. We'll hold off though. Bill, we're gonna read this real quick. No, I don't want the ribbons. Put away. I want the journal. I don't even know if you can read that journal. Yes. Is all I could think of. Alright, we're gonna burn some bodies real quick and then we can proceed. Because I'm gonna have to come back to this room a lot. This area, we have to come back to quite a bit in this first section. So I want to make sure nothing's gonna come back to haunt me. Literally, these assholes. Yep, he already turned. I don't like that the other guy's missing. Whew. Okay. Did the other guy just like die? Yes, he did. I didn't even check these rooms. I haven't even gone to these rooms, have I? Well, I have not. I'm slacking. This is just a nice little. I don't know why I haven't done this. There, I unlocked a shortcut. I like kept my stuff from getting all the good shortcuts. What's wrong with me? Jacob Volkovid, how you doing? Welcome, welcome. Burn, baby, burn. See, it could be a lot of things you can say that with. And like all I ever think of when I see that is the Grinch version where he's like, "Burn, baby, burn!" I can't really scream it right now, but I love it the way he gives that line. Oh, what's in that room? I straight up do not remember. Okay, it's just locked. Oh, that's right, helmet key. Okay, I'm not crazy. There was another key I need. See, I'm not crazy, y'all. I promise. I promise I'm not crazy. Believe me. RA1 remake. It's a lot of fun. I always love this remake. Getting to revisit it is really fun. already. I forgot how fun this one is. Like, I love some of the later entries for sure, but RE1's always going to have a special place in my heart, along with RE2, the OG versions, and even the HD remake. The HD remake really takes like what was great about the first one and just makes it even better with all the extra like gameplay updates. There's extra mechanics. I guess that goes along with gameplay updates. Just making everything just so much smoother and more streamlined. And like I was talking about earlier, how RE1 really did set out to be more of a campy horror game, and I don't think Capcom expected the success that it did have. I've looked up like documentaries and stuff like this. I always forget if Capcom was even expecting this to be a success. Sweet Home did pretty well, but with this game, they weren't sure how it was going to go. And it just seemed like all over the place in a way with the development. Like, if you look at the development on this game, it's crazy how this game ever came out. But I'm glad it did. And it's really fun. I mean, really, because it was the higher ups of Capcom, they ordered this game to be made. And I'm glad they did, because it was it was a good choice. This game, I don't think they expected it to be as big as it did, and as big as a flagship franchise as it is. I would argue, I don't know the sale difference. I actually want to look it up really quick. Sorry, not to pause the game again. I want to look it up. I want to see best-selling Capcom franchises. I want to see if it's higher than Street Fighter. I don't know if it is. I don't think it'll be, but I want to see. Yeah, it's easily Capcom's greatest selling franchise, especially nowadays. Over 178 million units sold. Monster Hunter is just below it at 123. That's still 50 million, and then Street Fighter only has 58. I was gonna say, we talk about this all the time whenever I do play fighting games, which I've been meaning to get back into, because I feel like that was a big part of our community for a while, and I want to get back to the fighting games again. I just need to find the time and the drive to practice and just do it on stream. But yeah, Street Fighter's at 58 million, which honestly is way surprisingly low than I thought. Especially with like the older Street Fighter games. I'm assuming this doesn't count like all the arcade machines and everything, and that's obviously where a lot of the older games were on the arcade machines and things like that. I don't know if they count that at all. Either way, yeah, it goes Resident Evil, Monster Hunter, Street Fighter, Mega Man, and then Devil May Cry for the top 5 best selling from highest grossing to lowest out of the top 5. Mega Man's right below at 43 to 44 million, and then Devil May Cry is at 36 to 38, which is honestly not that surprising. Devil May Cry was, that's something that's really cool about Capcom, is which is so weird. Mega Man's like the one they're always weird about. But like any of their other franchises, they were willing to like invest more into and all that stuff. Like Beautiful Joe is such a weird one from Kamiya. And then we would actually get a Beautiful Joe 2, and then a spiritual successor in the Marvelous 101. I always forget the name for some reason. I love that game though, but I always forget the name for some reason. It always like escapes my mind because it's such a long-winded title. But yeah. Jacob says, which I actually been playing through the RE remake, especially 2, 3, and 4. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. I enjoy those. So I talked about this before, and I'm still debating which one I'm gonna play because I'm trying to do a series run. With how much I yap though, we'll see how that happens before RE9 comes out. At least with the main titles, I would love to play Outbreak, but I don't think I'm gonna have time to play Outbreak, because even though obviously that would be fitting for Resident Evil 9, see where the Ashcroft started. Well, I've actually never played Resident Evil 3 Nemesis. I just never got around to playing it. Like I played 1 and 2 so much growing up, but I never got Nemesis. So like me playing Resident Evil 3 Remake, I don't know what the big hatred and everything for it is versus like what the original had. I'm sure I'll see it once I play through Nemesis someday, and who knows, it might be the one that I play during the series run this time, but we'll see. Because I'm still debating on Resident Evil 2 if I want to do OG or if I want to do remake, just so I can try to burn through those real quick. I might do both if I can get through those, do all the remakes, and then 5 and 6 before the end of the month, and we still have time somehow. I might go back and do the OGs for 2 and 3 because I just never got to play Nemesis, which is, I know sounds crazy, but so like for me, I had no base on what to go with for Resident Evil 3. Like I knew the story of Resident Evil 3 and everything, obviously, and I'd seen it. But like having played it, I didn't mind Remake 3. I thought it was a fun game. I thought I had a lot of fun. I played it through it a lot. But I'm not someone who grew up on 3 Nemesis, so I could totally see there being big changes and things that are. I know there's a lot of cut content and stuff. I will say I really like Carlos in the new one for sure. It's like with all the playthroughs I've seen of 3 OG, Carlos was kind of a nothing character. I'm glad they kind of gave him a little bit more personality. So Jacob said it's mid for people. It's mid for people said for the criticism about the game's length and how they did for Nemesis. I thought Nemesis looked really cool. I don't know what he does or what happens to him throughout the original, so could be completely different. I don't know, but I thought the design was fine. It's not exactly the same as it was before, so I can definitely see why, you know, there's a lot of people that aren't going to be happy with the little changes here and there. But I do want to play through Nemesis, so I could see if, like, playing through Nemesis, I can see why it's a much better and superior game to the remake. I think even if that were the case, I think I'd still really appreciate Remake 3 for what they at least try to do to streamline it and just kind of slide it in there for people that never got to see the story of 3 at the very least. But it is kind of sad that, you know, they don't give us the full experience if they did end up cutting like a lot that I wasn't aware of. Because I saw like there's a lot of moments for sure, but I just don't know what those are off the top of my head. Do we go get the shotgun? I feel like we go get the shotgun, right? We should just go get the shotgun. Let's do it. Let's get the shotgun. Yeah, we can get the shotgun. Am I gonna need the canteen anytime soon? I don't think so, right? There's a couple of things I'm gonna need anyway. We'll do the shotgun in a minute. Let me put that away for now. We'll come back because there's a couple items I'm going to need to grab anyway. Jacob says, but yeah, do want to eventually look into OG, RE2, and RE3. This might get those installed from the PC version, probably BioRAN for the extra fun. Hell yeah. I highly recommend. Definitely play OG RE2 if it's your first time. Definitely play OG RE2 normal. And then I do recommend, as janky as it can be sometimes, I recommend checking out the N64 version. It's actually really cool. I played a little bit of the N64 way back in the day. I'm not super experienced and familiar with it, but I remember having a lot of fun. There's a lot of extra options in it. If you haven't already seen that, or just worth checking out the N64 version at least once. If you don't just play through that one. I do prefer the PlayStation version, or I guess the PC port technically too. The GOG port's really nice. I got to play with it. I got it like I want to say sometime last year I got it, and I got to play around with it just for fun off stream. Yeah, it was a lot of fun getting to re-experience it. It felt good. You have to do a couple things to tweak it to make it run really smooth, but it's worth it. If you just look up how to get the GOG version to work, you find a whole guide, and it was a lot easier than I was thinking it was gonna be. Remember. Woe to those who disturb my sleep. No. Want to say I'm pretty sure it's just this. Pretty sure it's top right. You. You. We don't want to touch the last one. Yeah. I did it right? Yeah, we did it. Hell yeah. Go to prize. Mysterious box. Yes. Examine. There's a switch. Will you press a switch? Yes. The plate, it says, sunshine will awaken me. Oh. Duh. Okay. You at? Great. Okay. There we go. There's a mask inside. Now we have another death mask. The death mask without eyes, nose, or mouth. Does have a face. There. Now I think we're gonna. This will be the last. Probably. Yeah, this will probably be the last thing we do for tonight. We're gonna open this door and we're gonna go ahead and get this done with. Cutscene. Oh,
You.
Chris,
why's Rebecca in that outfit?
We're here to rescue you.
Oh, is it because I'm using Chris? I don't
What the
remember
hell
getting
happened
that
to you?
outfit for Rebecca on here.
Chris, this place.
Look at them
Get my
eyes.
team out of here.
No,
Demons
Richard.
everywhere.
Don't talk. He seems to have been bitten by a poisonous snake, but the size of the bite mark is huge.
It's not just any ordinary snake. Take my word for it.
He needs serum. I left it in another room.
I'll go get it.
Please hurry.
Hold on. I'll be back.
Whee! Okay. Some people then talk a whole lot about other versions of the classic games, like the Dreamcast. Alright, we gotta book it over there. I do like the Dreamcast. I played the only Dreamcast version I played was for Veronica. Code Veronica was the one I played on Dreamcast. That one was a lot of fun. Oh, it might have read from Resident Evil 0, honestly. I didn't even think of that. Don't tell me you're on the way. You are, damn it! The one time I don't need you this path. All right, I don't know why I thought it was going to be a heavier trek than it was. Gonna go here. Gonna take the serum. We're going to leave this mask. Just in case. All right, and then we'll have to see where he's at. Oh, hey. At least you were nice enough to be close to the door. I wouldn't have to do the guesswork this time. All right. Let's get over to Richard. Let's get him the serum so he doesn't die. Yay!
Hope this is what you wanted.
Thank you. I'm gonna give you a shot now, Richard. Hang in there.
Here. Take it. It's a radio. Take care of yourself, Rebecca. Richard.
He's okay. He's just unconscious.
Rebecca, it's not safe here.
Man thought he died.
Let's get Richard to a safer place.
Right. Richard's doing well, Chris. He should recover soon.
Good. Richard needs you now.
As soon as Richard gets better, we'll come after you.
Rebecca, you okay with a gun?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
I'm gonna continue my investigation.
His name is Richard, so I don't know. What do you mean? What does him being named Richard have to do with anything? Listen. He's the least penisy character ever in the Resident Evil franchise, okay? And by that, I mean he's not a dick. Because I knew you were going with there, I think, maybe.
This room is equipped with all sorts of medical supplies. I could pretty much treat any wound. Want me to treat your wounds?
Nah.
No, I'm okay. But if something should happen to me, I'm counting on you.
No problem. But we're very short on medical supplies, so take care of yourself.
Okay. I just wanted to come back in here so I could save. Alright. Save. Oh boy. Alright. That is it for me tonight, y'all. Thank you so much for joining in. Thank you for being here. I got nothing else for now, so